What's the worst way to break up with someone? By not even communicating the breakup but still communicating with them, while slowly becoming less and less talkative until they finally figure out that the relationship is over in their own. It's slow torture. Just be honest and straightforward. Been there. The time when this happened to me may have been the most excruciatingly painful time of my life, given that it lasted about a month and ended up with him finally calling to let me know he wanted us to be over. During that 1 month he only talked about what he was doing with his friends, what was up at his work, or what new stuff he was looking to buy for his home, but he didn't want to talk about us or me anymore. He never said it, but retrospectively it's obvious that I didn't belong in his life anymore. It hurt so much because I was so in love and couldn't let go. It was the start of a new year at university and I was barely functioning. Honestly, I'm still haunted by the memory of that 1 month and by the words and feels of our last conversation ever. It'll be 3 years next month. I've had that exact treatment done to me, and yes, it is slow torture. Plus, it was my first relationship ever. So I had no idea all the red flags going up. And of course, my nature is to help if I can, so I stuck at it like the idiot I was. Long story short. Depression ruins lives, and not just the sufferers. Depression paralyzes people from fixing their own problems and makes them believe no one can help them either. It's prison for the mind. No way in, no way out. She had it, and I got it from induction. Fuck, this happened to me before college. It was weeks before she finally got over herself and came at me straight. Holy fuck, this is too real. The last relationship I had that ended had a month of build-up. She had decided it was over during Christmas, but didn't break up with me till the end of January. Spent the entire fucking month slowly doing the little things like not bothering to use proper punctuation, not reply back I love you, respond in a timely manner, if at all. We were sort of long distance, 3 hours away, at the time. She apparently wanted to break up nicely by doing it in person, totally could see it was coming because she came into town on a Saturday but only wanted to do lunch on Sunday rather than spend the night with me, something she almost never shied away from. Asks me, how do you think this is going? To which I was a bit at a loss for words but had something to say along the lines of, well, hard to know, I can tell something is up because your communication has totally changed. What's wrong? I think we should break up. Y'all, a phone call to end it, or at least discuss it, is perfectly fine. Bright side, been seeing a new gal for the last 8 months and couldn't be happier, smiley face. Yep. Happened to me a month ago. Everything was awesome, lovely, like if we were teenagers. Been dating for a month. First, she disappeared a whole weekend, and that's when I should have understood it. But I didn't. Next, it was for a week. After that, she was too busy and she was going to call me when she wasn't anymore. Never came back, answered just a few texts. It was hell, guys. Always tell someone if you're not attracted to them anymore, even if it hurts them a lot. Give them a closure, they deserve to know. Bottle it, marry them, then spend 30+ years together. The American dream. To be fair, most people don't choose to bottle it up, they just don't have the communication skills to address the problem. It never gets resolved in a satisfactory way because the other person doesn't even know what the hell is going on in your head. I clearly and really don't love you, he thought, not even a quarter as much as I ought. I know I should tell you, I know I should say, I know I should save you and send you away, but breakups are horrid, he whispered with woe, and messy and awfully awkward, you know? They're painful, disdainful and dreadful, he said, so let's stay together forever instead. Yeah. Sometimes staying with someone out of cowardliness or laziness is worse than a huge breakup. I guess if you think about it, the worst breakup would be the one that never happened but should have. My ex broke up with me by changing his Facebook profile picture to him in bed with someone else, then later texting me to confirm it was over. It can't have been much of a loss. You dodged a bullet. Mine changed their status to in a relationship with guy, not me. I seriously thought it was a joke at first. Joke was on me. I came here to say ghosting someone without giving any reason, but this is really vicious. I hope you're doing okay, you're definitely better off without him. Edit. A word. Oof, I knew someone who did this. Both worked at the same place. The guy texted her a pic of him banging some random after they spent a long weekend together. Kind of backfired when he came back to work and everyone knew what he did, and they loved the girl there. If he changed his Facebook pic to him in bed with a woman, then you probably won that breakup, since it would take a total D-bag to put that picture up in the first place. Over text right after they tell you they have cancer. I don't want to get cancer from you, sorry. At least they didn't tell you have cancer. My wife's first boyfriend at the age of 30 did that to her, only he didn't text. He just ghosted her. On our second date, she told me that she was sorry about the mess because her hair would probably fall out on my furniture. She's been clear of Hodgkin's lymphoma for coming up on 2 years now. We got married a month ago. Honestly, this sounds shitty, but it's fairly common. A serious illness is a serious test of a marriage. People who are not committed will bolt at the sign of this serious responsibility. By marrying their sister. Or her father. My boyfriend broke up with me by texting me asking how my day was. I said fine, how was yours? He responded with great, had a fantastic day with my girlfriend. I was at work all day. We had been together for 4 years and been living together for 2. He had been cheating on me and decided to leave me for his mistress. Good times. That's the most disgusting thing I've ever read. Are you sure he wrote it and not his jealous mistress? I'm cackling. The same thing happened to me. Picked him up and asked how his day was. Good, I spent it with my girlfriend. I paused because I hadn't seen him all day. Yeah. He wasn't talking about me. He then proceeded to tell me about her and how he was sorry for leading me on given. We'd only be dating for a few months and we weren't exclusive, but he kept telling me to hold on and wait for him to be ready to commit. Took everything in me not to just kick him out of the car. She had her mom do it for her. My former girlfriend came from an obscenely wealthy family and never had to deal with any real-life matters herself. Her folks handled everything. This left her lacking in the maturity department. Her folks never liked me. The poor artist boyfriend wasn't a suitable fit for their daughter and decided it was time for me to go. Girlfriend's folks had the locks changed on the doors of the condo I'd been sharing with her, which they owned, and her mom was waiting outside when I arrived home from work. She informed me that the relationship was over and that I should gather my things while she waited. What if she told your girlfriend that you came and got all your things and were breaking up with her? Could be that your GF had no say in the matter. The worst way someone has broken up with me, copying my comment on a similar post. By not telling me at all. We had been together for 3 to 4 weeks and one day I was just coming home from work and I saw her walking with another dude. I confronted her in front of him and the conversation went something like this. Me, hey, her name, who's this? Her, oh, hey, this is his name, my boyfriend. Me, haven't we been in a relationship for like a month now? Her, ugh, I guess, but we clearly broke up yesterday evening. Me, visible confusion. We didn't break up that evening, we just had a minor squabble about how we should spend more time together. I was working 12s that week, we even kissed when I was leaving her place, and she told me, I love you. I was so astounded I couldn't even be mad. Forgot about her in a few weeks and moved on with my life. I remember this. You dodged a bullet is what you did. Oh yeah. Good times. Her. What are you doing here? Me. We had planned a movie night all week, the other couples are waiting. Her. We broke up yesterday. Me. We did? Because I was in the middle of a nap and didn't want to talk? Her. Yeah, don't you remember? Me. Okay, I thought you were just mad and a spur of the moment thing? Okay, if that's all our relationship is, then goodbye. I leave. She proceeds to stalk me through mutual friends and acquaintances for years. No, I didn't take her back. No, I didn't play the break up and get back together game. Reminds me of an episode of Parks and Rec where Rob Lowe broke up with one of the girls and she didn't realize it either. My ex-boyfriend invited me out for dinner. We'd been dating about 6 months. I arrived to find him sitting at a table with another chick. He introduces her as his girlfriend. I asked him what the fuck his deal was and he legit tells me I thought this way you'd know it's over and I could give you some closure. I found out my ex and I weren't together after he posted an Instagram picture with his best friend of 3 years saying, it only took me 3 years to ask her out. Oof. I am so sorry. Geez, this sounds eerily similar to what happened to my girlfriend's brother. His common-law wife out of nowhere said she didn't live him anymore. Later on that day, a mutual friend of theirs sent him a pic from Facebook of her and the guy that she was dating behind his back that the guy posed, saying that said after being on and off for 4 years, she was finally permanently his brutal. My college roommate spent an entire weekend with his girlfriend from another state, knowing he was going to break up with her. When he took her to drop off at the train station on Sunday, he waited until she was leaning in with the car door open to kiss him goodbye. Broke the news instead of kissing her, didn't even unbuckle and get out. She stood there stunned with bags on the curb, and he closed the door and drove off. I thought that was pretty shitty. I've been ghosted before. We weren't officially dating, but it still sucks. Here's the full story I posted on another thread. A couple of years ago, this girl messaged me on Reddit saying she really connected with a comment I made about first seeing the ocean because she had just gone through a similar experience. She was going to come down to Chicago to visit a friend of hers and ask for suggestions of things to do. I gave her a bunch and then we kept talking and finding out we had more and more in common. We eventually started talking over the phone and text messages, and when she came down we went out for burgers and beer. We kept talking every day after that, and I was really starting to like her. She said she wanted to come down to Chicago again, and if she could stay with me. I told her of course, and a few weeks later she was here for Saturday and Sunday. Really it was mostly Sunday because she got in late on Saturday and fell asleep on my couch. The next day we went to the zoo and had a really amazing day. After that we came back to my place and decided to go to the brewery nearby, which made a beer that had her name in it. We went there and then ended up bar hopping through until we ended up near the dive bar by my apartment. We drank and played pool there and eventually grabbed some to-go beers and headed back. I asked if she wanted to see the place by the river I like to go and drink and think. We sat and eventually started making out and decided to head back to my apartment. We hooked up and then the next day went to the south side to get breakfast at a place she really liked near her friend's apartment before she had to drive back. We kept talking after that and I was planning on coming up to visit her in Detroit, but then one day she just ghosted me out of nowhere. Not as horrible as some other stories, but it was really shitty for me because I actually really liked this girl, and to this day I have no idea why she stopped talking to me. Christmas Eve my ex got all of her gifts because we wouldn't see each other the next day because she would be busy. Turns out she had been cheating on me with another guy and she just wanted to get her gifts. After packing everything she says, "Oh yay, we are done, I'm seeing someone else," and left. We were together for several years and engaged at that point, but at least I got the ring back. This is why I get paranoid and eventually avoidant whenever I hear someone's busy. People who start liking you less will masquerade it as a small white lie. It's so damn common. I never know what to do but put my emotional walls up whenever I hear him busy. Please be sure to subscribe for more r/AskReddit if you enjoy this stuff.